We have landed in Liverpool this morning for a 2011 DAF Euro 5 XF charging issue. The customer has informed me that after having the dealer out and firing the parts cannon at this, including a new alternator, new batteries and a new alternator belt, he was informed that he needs a wiring harness and a VIC ECU. We best get into this and see what's going on the old dip today. It would appear Christmas has come early, as it's like a Christmas tree in here, but the customer specifically said to fix a charging issue, not rebuild his truck. With engine warning, exhaust system warning and engine power limiting, we have other system issues but nothing about charging. We best get out jaltest from Eclipse and get a bit more invasive. I can save some time here with my OBD pass-through pin checker, ensuring all the corresponding pins have powers, grounds and CAN connectivity, which you will find over at trucktechuk.com along with anything else I'm using today. So, let's get into this. Onto jaltest and we can hit auto VIN identification. This feature pulls up our vehicle selection, and from here we can get into the associated systems on this truck and to look into the DMCI ECU, which on Euro 5 is our engine ECU. With a bunch of inactive DTCs and no sign of a charging issue, what's going on? As always, you need a methodical process to diagnose a fault, so let's start at the beginning. We need to know two things. What voltage do we have for a reference, and is it charging? So, I've set up some monitoring data to do this, and this is the real reason I'm in this particular ECU. With engine speed and battery voltage set, we can see what's going on from the truck's perspective. Can we start this truck and see if this changes? Well, the truck starts, which always helps. But with our idle speed showing only 23.7 volts, it's safe to say we're not charging. My tool of choice to identify and verify all of this is my LED test light, and I'll show you how you can do this. So we have the truck reading 23.7 volts and the battery voltage at 24.7 volts. And an alternator warning displayed on the dip now, I'd say we have induced and confirmed the customer's concern. Now, to identify the fault. Time to tip this cab and see what's going on. Who needs the gym when you have this old cab to try and get over? With our alternator location identified, we need to start somewhere. But where? Well, this is where jaltest comes back in. In our manufacturer model specific diagrams, we can look for alternator, specifically powers and grounds first. And here jaltest has found everything we need to make a diagnosis. We have 4 connections in this diagram, A4 and A2, which is our grey plug on the alternator, and B plus and B minus. Up here is our power supply, which is a fuse board. Wire 1028 links our truck to the alternator on B plus. A4 wire 3084 is our sense wire for voltage. A2 wire 1020 is used to report faults to VIC, and B minus is through the alternator body to earth. So let's put this into practice. A4 on the grey plug is our sense connection, which is fused. Well, as for A2, we know that works as it's reporting the fault on the dip. As for our B plus terminal, nothing. 0, no voltage. Now, didn't I say this needs to be connected to the batteries, right? So, we're going to need to look into that fuse board, which just happens to be here. With the cover off, we can poke about with the test light for battery voltage. Well, this fuse has battery voltage. What about this one? Bingo! No voltage on one side, but voltage on the other, which means we're onto something. I can take this fusible link out of the fuse board and set up my jaltest multimeter, which can be purchased from Eclipse in the link in the description. This multimeter has now replaced my snap-on multimeter, as the battery lasts longer than 2 days in this. And with a quick check of the multimeter here, we can test the fuse for continuity. As you can see, nothing. And with another quick check with the multimeter, I can verify that the wire I'm testing is from the fuse that I've just removed. This is indeed the wire that is supplying the fuse board with a charging voltage, and with continuity here, I can throw everything back in the van and go and find some parts to fix this fault. So, off to DAF for a mega fuse, right? Nope. Off to E-Star Mercedes, as they actually keep mega fuses in stock.
Oh, aye. And who says Merc haven't got parts?
Anyone want an engine or three?
Oh, this is fucking brilliant.
And now I'm blocked in with a bin wagon. Brilliant. Back on the job, I can get this new fuse fitted. And as if by magic, we now have our battery voltage available at the B+ terminal on the alternator. Fancy that! We can slap this cover back on here and throw the screws back in it. And now we can fire the truck up and see if anything else has changed. Once I get my trusty test light back on the batteries, you can see that we now have 26 volts and climbing at idle, which means we've fixed the customer's concern. If you want more charging and starting fun, I've this video here. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, slap the like button, subscribe if you want to see more DAF screw ups from myself, and I'll catch you in the next one.